Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here bringing you an NBA episode. We know it's been a little while, but with no football this week, we thought it'd be a great time to kind of go back in, talk some basketball. We're doing, just kind of go through a couple things, a lot of things we've been seeing over this last, kind of like about month since we've last done an NBA episode. So Evan, how we doing on this Tuesday?
Doing great, Caden. Glad to be talking some basketball again, some hoops.
Yeah, hey. We're getting there. I mean, we're only about week and a half-ish away from the trade deadline. So we're getting right in there. When that happens, we're going to do kind of like what me and Mex did last year. We're going to go through kind of like what me and Dwyer did, MLB trade line. We're going to go through all those moves, talk about them, give our reactions. It seems like this year's trade deadline is going to be pretty weak. Maybe we see like a Trey Murphy get moved and he's like the headline name. I doubt Anthony Davis gets moved with his thumb now. I could just like, there's who's going to want John Morant? Like, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting deadline. It's probably not going to be too crazy. A lot of these moves might have to wait till the offseason, but we'll see. We're going to cover that. But right now, we've got a couple things we want to talk about. First thing is something that's been on my mind. Talked about this a little bit before because you and me, Dwyer, we bet Con Knipple a lot this year.
Oh, yeah.
So in return, that means we've been paying attention to a lot of Hornets games this year. And since their core trio of LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, and Brandon Miller have all been on the court together. So this is since LaMelo Ball's return on December 18th, the Charlotte Hornets have performed as a top-tier NBA team with a plus 5.9 net rating, which is 7th in the league, and 120.6 offensive rating, which is 2nd in that span. So since December 18th, the Hornets have had the 7th best net rating in basketball and the 2nd best offense when you have that core of LaMelo, Con, and Brandon Miller on the court. So I think Charlotte's finding something. That new ownership came in. You thought maybe we'll see what happens with LaMelo because obviously he was the star of the old regime. There was been trade talks over the last couple of years. It's looking like this is a legit core they're building here in Charlotte. I mean, this rookie class for them, I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the season, but it's still where you got Ryan Kalkbrenner, Con Knipple, Sion James. Like, these guys have all been performing in a high quantity of minutes for this team and been looking very good that, hey, Charlotte basketball might be doing something now, Dwyer.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's how long has it been since we really said anything about Charlotte's hoops before, really being, like, anything. Interesting you say that about Melo, too, because, like, it didn't feel like that long ago when people were talking about trade rumors with him. You know, I mean, still kind of, you know. But what you said, I mean, like, this is honestly their first, like, positive direction forward. Obviously, it isn't, like, you said December 18th?
Since December 18th. So a little over a month and a half-ish of games. But still, in that span, because that's really the first time that since Brandon Miller's return, I mean, that offense is legit when you got LaMelo, who not only, I mean, obviously we all know he can score and he likes to take his shots, but he's a very, very good passer. One of the better, like, dishing point guards we got in the league. And when you got these sharpshooters from deep, like Con Knipple, who's top 5 in the league and made three-pointers this season, like Brandon Miller, who can shoot it from deep well, get in the paint, score well. It's just been really good. And, I mean, even like someone like Con Knipple, who's not the biggest guy, bro's been getting dirty down there in the paint, grabbing boards for this team as of late, too. Has, I think, like 3 double-doubles over, like, the last week and a half, all coming from boards himself, where he's putting up maybe double-digit board games to go along with his 15 to 20 points a night. LaMelo with your 20-plus, maybe 7 assists. And Brandon Miller's giving you 20 points a night as well. I mean, just shy, I think it's around a little over 19, but still, those 3 guys giving you around 60 a night with good boards. Melo getting some dishes, and you just get some of the big men and those other role players to contribute. I think it's been very nice. It's also been a lot of fun to watch as well.
For sure. I love the Hornets announcers. They always go nuts.
Oh, they go nuts over everything. Dude, they are some of the best.
With this team, Caden, what would be like a realistic expectation you'd like to see for them the rest of the year? Like,
so, like, as of right now, they're 3.5 games out of the play-in.
I think that's doable.
And that's what I was gonna say, like, because I expect Milwaukee to keep falling, especially because Giannis is out with another calf strain. The Bulls are not a good team. They're 4 4.5 games behind the Bulls. I could see them maybe overtaking that. I mean, I do think maybe Atlanta gets better than 2 games under 500, but that team does not play defense.
No.
The Hawks play 0 defense, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah, like the Hornets are, I mean, already it's been a step up from what we've seen these last couple of years with this team, but I think if you get this team, obviously a play-in spot's a huge success for this ball club, but if you can still maybe get around, I mean, I still think they could be around a 35 to 40 win team. If you can be around that, that's just huge improvement already. You can see that core kind of building together and then see what you got, and like maybe Moussa Diabate is your long-term center, him and Kalkbrenner as your 2 centers, or like just evaluate, see what you can do. Maybe try to, at this deadline, trade off Colin Sexton, get some picks or other assets, and just keep this rebuild moving in the right direction, which it seems like they've been doing.
Yeah. I think you hit it on the head right there, Caden. I think with a team like this, like you said, a lot of like young guys that look pretty good, like they can be pretty good. The one thing you see a lot with like these NBA teams that are like younger going after championships is like they have that one dude on their team, whether that was like the Luka Doncic or Wemby, you know what I mean? Where it's like you're a top end player in the NBA, which we don't really have that yet on the Hornets. We don't know who their dude is yet, really. I mean, maybe it's Khan. We don't really know. Who knows if they ever become that dude? They're going to have to bring in somebody. Somebody's going to have to step up if they're ever going to actually like take that step forward into like a legitimate like playoff team. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
I see that. I mean, also, I guess it's a little different just because you have Eric Spoelstra and stuff with the Heat. They've like even the Jimmy Butler finals runs. Like Jimmy Butler is obviously a great player. He was not a top 10 player in the world going on these finals runs. They were just coached. I mean, obviously the Hornets had a lot to do to get to that kind of like Heat culture and everything. But even like the Pacers last year, last couple years back to back Western Conference Finals.
Halliburton's one of their players. Yeah.
Halliburton's a great player. He's not a top 10 player.
True. That's also different. Yeah, because they weren't. What seed were they going into the playoffs?
The Pacers, I think, were like a 4 seed, 5 seed.
Okay.
Or like one of those two, middle of the pack. Seed or whatever, but made their way through.
True. That's true. They weren't like. They're definitely like Halliburton was at least a step up of like what these guys are now. The Hornets. But he's also older, and that's a better Siakam too. That's a more polished, defined.
You still have Miles
player.
Turner, who was a decade into the league.
Yeah. So I mean,
you have
probably
a Hall of Fame coach in Rick Carlisle.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's kind of the thing. Talking about
they go after one of those guys in the trade in the off season, like
the Pacers.
No. The Hornets. Well, the Hornets go bring in like a Giannis to bring out those young guys. I
don't know exactly how that would look. How the Hornets could find a way to do, but hey,
young guys.
That would be fun.
I don't know. Just something they need. I feel like a lot of young is good, but you need to be able to have a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They really don't have that. I mean, really, it's like Colin Sexton's that veteran presence on the team right now.
Yeah, which is like, all right, man. Yeah. That's a ball player right there.
Like, hey, he's a ball player, but he's not that type of. But I do have a question. So out of those 3, whether it be LaMelo, Con, Brandon Miller, who's your pick for like who's gonna like become? I'd say like maybe like because you were saying they need like that kind of star of the team, someone to take that big leap. Out of those 3, who would you put your money on?
I'll tell you who I wouldn't put my money on. I wouldn't put on Melo.
Ball.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a part of this team long term. I don't know.
I like what I've seen, but I also think LaMelo might have already kind of peaked in his career. But with what he is right now, I think he's still a very good and beneficial ball player for a club. It's just, I agree with you. I think he's definitely last out of those 3 and who can really like make that next jump to like that upper like kind of echelon.
It kind of like screwed him over a little bit. Is like Trae Young. He plays so close to Trae Young. It's just like it's hard to win like that, man. You don't play defense.
The thing that helps with LaMelo, like obviously, he doesn't play defense like Trae Young. Trae Young is 6 foot, 185 pounds, soaking wet.
Yeah.
LaMelo's at least 6'7", got some size to him, so he can at least
He's
be
just lazy.
he's not a good defender, but he can at least be a body, help out a little bit. Where Trae Young's obviously like anyone can really kind of body him. Like you have to hide him in a corner. Like I mean, obviously LaMelo's not a good defender, but he's I think at least a little step up to what Trae Young is.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I think if the safe bet would be Khan, because he looks so good and he's so young, you know, I feel like he's a safe bet. But I feel like the person with the highest ceiling is Brandon Miller. I mean, man, he's got a bag.
I'm with you.
You know, it's just
Brand, like we were talking about this before we started recording. How like I had him in my parlay yesterday, and he just like when Brandon Miller like he can catch and shoot from three well. He can drive in the paint. Like I really do think next year, if he's actually healthy for a full season for once, we could see Brandon Miller be around a 25 point per game scorer to go to pair great next to like Khan putting up maybe 18 to 20, LaMelo around that same going with his 7-8 dime. I just think the most I'm with you. I think the most offensive upside, even though what we've seen out of the really amazing like 3-point efficiency, especially out of Khan, I just think as an overall scorer, you got a higher ceiling with someone like Brandon Miller, even though, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Khan Knippel become just one of these next just sharpshooters in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. Who does it kind of all, you know? What do you... sorry, continue. I forgot what I was going to say. My bad. I was going to say something. I completely forgot. I blanked on it while you were talking.
Khan, Brandon, LaMelo.
Brandon, LaMelo. I got nothing, kid. I'm sorry.
Got nothing.
I apologize.
Well,
I'll tell you if it comes back to me, all right? I'll stop you mid-sentence.
Okay, well, I guess at that point, we'll just end with what we were talking with the Hornets there. Because Dwyer, I got my piece out. Dwyer completely forgot what he was going to say. I think we'll just end it. I like what the Hornets are building. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah,
I like what the Hornets are building. Now, though, a team, I mean, go back to our last NBA episode. We're talking about our top contenders in the NBA. You and Finn both had this team at number 5. I had this team as my third top contender in the league. And they've slid since then. It's the Houston Rockets. I mean, they are 6-4 over their last 10. And while they're still one of the best defenses we have in the league, that offense really hasn't been able to do anything besides Kevin Durant.
Yeah, like you said. I mean, you do say they're sliding. They still are the 4 seed. You're still 12 games above 500. But, like, from where they were, yes. Yeah, man. All those young guys, too, there. And, like, Kevin Durant, man, like, they are asking a lot. He's playing a lot of minutes there for, what, is he 37? And he's looked good, man. He's looked awesome. He's awesome, man.
He's still Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
He's still one of the best scorers of all time.
Oh, dude. Without a doubt. Like, if he wasn't in this generation of LeBron and Steph, like, dude, he would be, like, I think he's going to be, like, he's going to go down as one of the more, like, underrated players of all time, I think.
I think in some people's, I mean, maybe not in our eyes, we respect Kevin Durant. But then you got people like my dad who does not respect Kevin Durant, does not think he's that good of a player. And I'm like, because, like, I've had conversations before where I'm just like, I'd love to have KD on the, like, last year, I'm like, just trade Michael Porter Jr. for Kevin Durant straight up. Let's see if the Suns will accept it. And, like, my dad's like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, because it's Kevin motherfucking Durant.
Oh, he's old. He still looks pretty freaking good to me.
Oh, he's old. Oh, he's not that good. I'm like, no, he's just still, a 25-plus point per game scorer, one of the best, just pure scorers the league's ever seen. Just still one of the best in the league.
Yeah. It's like, if he goes down, what happens with this Rockets team? Who picks up the slack, really? I mean, like...
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, with that, I mean, Amen, I think, has been looking a lot better over this last month-ish offensively, finding his stride more. I mean, Şengün, I mean, last night, him and KD both put up over 30. But, like, their offense, I mean, this is just the month of January. I mean, they put up 120 against the Nets. Good job. But then 104 against the Mavs, 100 against the Suns, 102 against the Blazers, 105 against the Blazers, where you lost that back-to-back as well. You lost both those games. 98 against the Kings, 119 against the Bulls, 91 against the Thunder, 110 against the T-Wolves, 119 against the Pels, 111 Spurs, 122, but that's in overtime against the Sixers, 111 against the Pistons, and then 108 against the Grizzlies.
It's like
the offense just hasn't.
They score better against better teams, and then like the worst teams, they play up and down their competition almost. Like 98 against the Kings, dude. You know,
yeah, dude, they lost to the Kings by 13 in that game.
Jeez.
I mean, if we want to take a quick look at this box score, KD had 23, Amen had 30, 9 of 18 from the field. It's not great.
Okay.
Like, Amen had 31 on 11 of 17 shooting. He had 31, 13, and 6. Amen had a great game. 19 out of Şengün. Like, those three guys have been scoring this year. But then it was 9 out of Jabari, 3 out of Holiday, 4 Dorian Finney-Smith, 3 Steven Adams, 6 Reed Shepherd. Like, earlier this year, you and me were talking highly on what we'd seen out of Reed Shepherd.
That's kind of the guy.
Falling back onto the bench some because he's not a good defender. He's small.
And if you're making your shots, yeah, you're not valuable at all to this team.
And, like, you mentioned earlier, like, kind of stuff like, do you think that maybe the Hornets do something at the deadline? The Rockets, like, I know you have Freddie, who's your actual point guard, but he's hurt all this year. And this is a small window with Kevin Durant, obviously. He's getting up there in age. It seems like, I don't know exactly what type of point guard would be available. The Rockets need a trade for a point guard.
Go get Kyrie, dude. Go get Kyrie.
Yeah, that would be sick. That'd be a big package, I think. But even someone like you don't need maybe not a big package. But
you could trade Reed for him, bro. You could trade Reed for him.
Yeah, but like even still, I think you don't need even someone at that caliber. You just need a true he doesn't even have to be a scorer. You just need a true ball handler. Because a lot of times right now, I'll be watching Rockets games. Amen's the one bringing it up the court. And like obviously you have good size in that lineup with Amen, Jabari, Tari, Şengün, and KD. That's a very good size lineup. Or you go your double big, throw out Tariq and you go Amen, Jabari, KD with Şengün, Steven Adams double big lineup. Like you got size there. You just don't have a true ball handler, facilitator type player where even someone like go to your Bulls, Dwyer. Just take Tyus Jones off their pocket. He's on an expiring deal. It's not going to cost you anything. And he's obviously not much of a scorer.
No,
but
I don't need to be.
Has an amazing assist to turnover ratio. Passes the ball great, and I think that's just kind of what they need because in the half court, this offense is really struggling right now.
Yeah,
because they don't have that facilitator who can open up the floor. Find the open guy, make the pass, make an extra pass if needed. They just don't have that right now, and it's really limiting to them, like you're saying. Like, you're losing to the Kings. You lose back-to-back games against the Blazers. I mean, I love the Blazers. I was high on them going into the year. Those are games, though, where Denny was hurt. Denny's not playing their best player, and you lose.
Yeah.
And you only put up 207 points in those two games where, give me 1 second, where we have the Portland Trailblazers as the 22nd best defense in basketball, giving up 117.5 points a game this season. Yeah. And you put up 102 and 105 in those two matchups.
Yeah, it feels like that point of the year where it's like the best teams are really going to come out because this is like that kind of like that no man's land type part of the year where it's like you're losing games to the Kings and Blazers like that. Like the good teams shouldn't, like the best of the best aren't doing that. You know, I think those are the teams that kind of rise. I think the Rockets, obviously, they're definitely a top 10. You could even still argue top 5 in the NBA, but I don't think they're in that tier 1 right now. Of like until like you said, they figure out a playmaker. They we have to see more of this team. We need to see some change, basically.
We do, and they kind of speaking of that, like. I just want to mention something about the Blazers because we're obviously they are not a great team by any means. But right now they're the 9th seed in the West, sitting in a play-in spot at 23 and 24. And I got them before the season started, Dwyer, over 34.5 wins.
Wow,
I need 12 wins the rest of the way.
That feels achievable. That definitely feels achievable.
So that I can make up for my Atlanta Hawks over 47.5 wins.
Yeah. Dude, you were even. I feel like last NBA pod you were high on the Hawks. Still, you're like, dude, they're a good team. Yeah.
Jalen Johnson. Like obviously, when you become like that high of a usage of an offensive player, your defense is going to take a dip. But what we saw before that ACL was one of the better defenders in the league. Like that was kind of his calling card, and it's like, oh, here's the offense. It's starting to build. That's why you give him that 150 mil or whatever you gave him before last season. It's like he's already a good defender. We're seeing his offensive role grow, and now this year, obviously, he's become the primary offensive unit on this team, and he's become a negative defender 100%.
Crazy. It's a dying breed. The two-way player is a dying breed in the NBA, for real.
I mean, you say that, but then you also have players like Shea.
Yeah, but it's also easier because he has. Look at what's supporting him. You know what I mean? Like a guy like Jalen Johnson, he's got to do a lot more.
Right. I
score 30
agree
points
with that.
to that.
Shea scores 30 a night and is one of the best defensive guards in the league. Like obviously it helps when you have
he's also like the
best
MVP.
defensive team.
You know,
yes.
there's not a lot of that left.
There's not a lot of that. I mean, no, of like elite scores to go with the two-way play. No, there's not a lot of that left.
I mean, who else can you name outside of Shea?
Outside
That's
Shea,
elite.
I'd say Wemby.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we go Wemby. Giannis is still there.
Yeah.
Giannis is still there. I'm just looking through. I'd put Tatum in there. He's a good defender, and obviously Jalen Brown goes in that conversation too. Dude, Tatum might. Do you see he's like maybe kind of like maybe a month or so away from a return?
Only a month, really? I didn't know if he was like within.
They're saying like the timeline might be like higher.
Yeah, that team's good. I mean, you're a 2 seed. They don't really have to rush them, but like
they're 29-17. And the 2 seed without Jason Tatum.
Right, your best player, which is crazy. They're just a good team, man.
And like I know people like to hate on Tatum. He's a top 10 player in the world without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
And the Celtics are 12 games over 500 without him.
Just has no personality. That's okay. It's all right. You can hoop.
You can hoop. That's all that matters.
They are a very sneaky team to think like to go pick like NBA. I mean, it's weird because it's like there's going to be like some rust obviously when he first comes back, but just like how much time do you have to get ready is really the question, like in game,
Well, the thing is, I feel like if the team keeps performing like this, you can get Tatum probably coming off the bench some like limited minutes to really just get his feet back.
15, 20 minutes.
You have Jaylen Brown, who's easily top 5 at MVP discussions. Just
you don't need Tatum to be the man this year, even in the playoffs. Played like if he can work up to 20 to 25 minutes a night, like that's fine. Like you're not gonna get him 100% by
But like you still got your white boys shooting well with like Peyton Pritchard, Hauser.
Yeah,
Neemias Queta has been a revelation kind of for them. Like obviously you'd want maybe a true center. Queta's been great for them defensively, giving you around.
Luke Cornett back in the day, man.
And then the Spurs gave him 44 mil. I remember we talked about
should have been NBA players, kid. We should have went to the NBA instead of playing baseball.
If only we weren't 6'2".
Yeah,
Need a little more height or at least be able to shoot.
Speed.
And speed. Yeah. We'll stick to our pickup games in the gym.
That's right.
With people our skill level.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, boards.
Last team we do want to talk about today, though, Dwyer, is a team we talked about, one of our first NBA pods of the season. It's the Los Angeles Clippers. A couple months ago, we were praying to them. Stop losing games because we don't want the Thunder to have another top 5 pick in what looks like an amazing draft class with that top 3 of Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, and AJ DeBonza.
Who do you think's number one out of those? I know this is random, but
I think Peterson will end up going 1.
Over the freaking BYU kid? That BYU kid's so good.
Did you watch his 43-point game?
I watched it. I just watched it. Efficient, too. Like, this guy is insanely efficient. I'm like, geez.
I was watching him, like, last night, the Arizona BYU game. I was watching some of that. He looked good there, too. I mean,
Dude, he like
he's a ball
scores
player.
being super. Like, how the heck did BYU land that? You know, like
I don't know. Yeah, he's been great. I mean, Darren Peterson, when he's been healthy, has been incredible for that Kansas team, and obviously Cam Boozer's leading all Division I in points per game right now.
yeah,
We're getting close to ours
gonna be
where
awesome.
you and me have to start paying attention to college basketball because
yeah,
we're
March
about
Madness, baby.
a month and a half away from the tourney, and someone like myself really needs.
Need a good March.
Dude,
Good March.
yeah. Hey, at least I had the winner in Florida last year, but last year was the most college basketball I'd ever watched. My bracket was so bad.
Oh, I remember that. I remember you were like one of the worst, right?
It ended up not being one of the worst just because I
You
ended up
won,
having
but-
Florida.
Yeah, but outside of
But
that, yeah.
it was a bad bracket.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh man, that was brutal. I think Mex ended up scoring the highest out of all three of us, right?
Yeah, because
But then-
he had Houston going to the champ. You're like,
Yeah, because
Good stuff.
I picked Florida with you, I think, and then
Yep.
but yeah, oh well.
well,
New
we'll
Year,
get to
kid.
that
It's
obviously
26,
getting
baby.
closer. We're gonna do a full bracket breakdown like we did last year once it gets closer to that. But yeah, the Los Angeles Clippers, like we said, we didn't want them to get a top 3 pick. Ended up having to give that to the Thunder, and the Thunder just keep thriving. Well, the Los Angeles Clippers now are sitting in the 10th seed in the West. They're in the play-in game, sitting at 21 and 24. And that might not sound crazy, but they are 15 and 3 over their last 18 games. So before that, they were 6 and 21, and they've been stepping up. I mean, obviously it's been a while, but Kawhi had that 55-point game towards the end of the new year. He's been incredible and healthy. Harden's been looking good. Like, this old man lineup is actually like starting to play basketball like we thought they would going into the season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the West right now. Pretty much 1 through 7. I don't think anyone's touching. I think like maybe there's switch-ins in between there, but those 7 are gonna pretty much stick. I think the cutoff's the Suns. I mean, the
Yep.
Warriors after losing Jimmy buckets, Trailblazers, Clippers, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Jazz, Kings, Pelicans. There's not a lot of big. I think there's not much right there at all. You know, there's 3 spots.
Speaking of the draft, though, I don't mean to cut you off. Darren Peterson might be a hawk because the Pelicans might end up with this number 1 overall pick.
Oh, really? They had the pick? Oh, from Murphy, right?
No, for Derek Queen, an unprotected 2026 first-round pick. So the Hawks, or not the Hawks, so the Pelicans can move up like 10 spots and get Derek Queen.
Wow.
We talked about how awful that was. NBA draft time started the season. I mean, when you and me were doing the stock market, we talked about how bad it was.
Yeah.
And it's just like Derek Queen has now
they're
looked bad.
Are they the worst team in the
He
NBA?
doesn't defend to save his life. They're ahead of the. They're
Like
only
4 or 5
ahead of the
teams.
Pacers and Wizards.
Dude.
So
you,
if they
you
get
think
a
the
top
Kansas
3
kid,
pick-
he would be number 1 for sure, you think?
I mean, maybe it's a little different at the. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it depends on the fit too, but
All 3, though, yeah. You
The
just want
Hawks
to get one of
get-
those 3.
like it's very possible we see the Pelicans with a top 3 pick, and that means the Hawks are gonna have a top 3 pick.
Oh, my God.
And that means you can pair one of those 3 we already mentioned with Jalen Johnson, with Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Caden's buying back into the Kings next year, but or not the Kings, the Hawks.
No, not
He's
the
all
King-
in. He's,
The Kings are only a half game worse or a half game better than the Pels. They're sitting at 12 and 35.
Bailey's got their first round pick, right?
I'm glad I took their under in our stock market this year. Because that was like 36 and a half.
Did I take the under or over on the Pacers? I don't remember. I think I took
You
the
took
over.
Pacers unders.
Under?
You were hating
Okay.
the Pacers.
Thank God.
You took the Suns overs, I think. If I
Yeah.
remember right.
Yeah, that looks all right. That looks pretty.
It does.
That looks pretty
It does.
freaking good.
Because,
But-
I mean, the Suns are actually playing great
They look good.
defensive basketball.
Yeah,
They're a top 10 defense in the league.
they're very underrated because they're in such a crazy division, like you saw with everybody else. But they're a good team, and they were like winning games when D-Book was out and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they are. Like I wouldn't want to face some in the playoffs. Really, I think
Hey,
they're kind of
like I said about the Celtics, their white boys have been scoring too.
yeah,
With Colin Gillespie and Grayson Allen.
We're making a comeback, Cade. We're making.
Yeah.
But like you said, the old man though in the Clippers.
The old
man,
men in LA.
I don't think they're going. Like, it's going to be hard for them not to make a play-in spot here, just because the rest of those teams are that bad. I mean, heck, they're talking about Kyrie coming back. I think it was in February. I think they're talking. I mean, I guess not him, AD, and Flag. That could be interesting. If they're healthy, who's healthy, who's not.
And with AD's finger and everything.
But really, I mean, I think the Clippers are really gonna like kind of fall into a playoff spot here, whether you call it luck, whether you call it not. But I mean, if they make the playoffs, I mean, all you gotta do is make the playoffs, really, especially for this team. You know, like I think if they could get there and they're healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gets interesting if they're in the play-in though, because if let's say they are that 10th seed, I might be taking Portland in that one-game matchup between the two, because that game would be in Portland. Yeah, and that means the Clippers would be out, still a lottery pick. Maybe they pull some BS like the Mavs did last year, and the Thunder still get a top 3 pick.
True. I mean, the thing is, though, I feel like the Clippers, I mean, that's such a far away ways, like, way to go.
I know.
And they're only 2 games ahead, the Trailblazers, so there's a lot of basketball left.
Oh, I know.
But, I mean, man, still, it's just, a veteran guys like that, man, like, the thing is really just making it the play. The regular season's the tough part. Like, they don't want to probably play, they're like, screw this is boring, like, we're here for the playoffs. It's just making the playoffs. And if they're healthy, they're another team that's just like, oh, you know, like I'd way prefer to play the Trailblazers if I'm like round 1 rather than the.
I'd rather play the Warriors.
Yeah. That would honestly, outside of really that 8 on, I think that'd probably be the team I'd want to play the least. Maybe the Mavericks if they're healthy, but I
still would probably go Clippers just because if they're assuming health, obviously. Because I mean, Kawhi Leonard is.
The man.
Obviously, still the man.
Two-way player.
That's one of the guys I mentioned. Yeah,
but when he's there, he's never there.
When you get to the playoffs, he still is the dude. I mean, obviously, you have question marks with the other guys come playoff time with like Harden choking in the offs and stuff, but.
Honestly, I think
very tough out in a 7-game series.
In the deadline, they should go all in and more, man. Like you're already in too deep. Like you gotta just keep going. Maybe
try something.
The Cinderella run just happens and they go win a championship. You never know. You know, like,
make some sort of big swing.
At this point, what else is there to lose? You know.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. Yeah. At this point, you don't have your pick. You're old as all can be. Go all in, see what you can do.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah. Because even they're young guys, they're not good at basketball.
No, they don't have anything, dude. Like we've been saying, like, give them 3 years, they're gonna be like the Clippers before, like, when they were, like, ungodly bad. Like, I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, I mean... Out of the people on their team under 30... I mean, these are the best player under 30, Zubac. And he's taken a step down this year.
And they'll probably end up trading him.
But other than that, nobody under 30 has shown anything. And then, the rest of your
34?
Yeah, I mean, Harden's 36, Kawhi's 34, Brook Lopez is 37. I mean, who actually, like, people who play on this?
That's going to be...
Like, they're all so... I mean, Derrick Jones Jr., hey, he's 28. Good for him.
Yeah.
But
I mean, in the Western Conference, they are about as screwed as screwed because you're trying to go up. I mean, the Western Conference always seems like it's better than the East. I don't know why. Yeah,
because it is.
It's just, but there's eras where it's stronger than weaker than others, and you're like really trying to compete in such a tough time in the Western Conference.
With the way the Thunder are, the Nuggets, the Spurs with Wemby, the Rockets with KD.
I mean, outside of, okay, let's just say after the Suns. So keep the Suns as like the stop, you know, the line. So like the Warriors on. Who do you like as a team outlook wise out of those teams? Like Warriors, Trailblazers on.
So like between the 8 through 15 seeds in the West.
Yeah.
I do think the Blazers got a good future for them. With Denny, Klingen's been looking good. You I don't know. You have ways. I think they have the Bucks first round pick this year.
Okay, that could be good.
That could be so. Yeah. From the Dame trade, I think it's the Bucks first round pick this year.
All right. Yeah. Good.
So something there. Dallas obviously with Cooper Flag. just makes you think they can have a bright future. And I'm not done believing in the young core in Utah.
You boys.
Like I do think Lowry should get traded. I don't know why he's still there.
Yeah.
Like the Jazz.
He hurt?
I mean, right now he is, but like they should have traded him last year. But I think their asking price was just too high. But I really like I don't know. It's always been rumored. It's always been rumored the Warriors, but dude, put him on the Hornets? I don't know. He does require the ball in his hands a lot, though. Yeah.
I remember what it was too, Caden. What we were talking about earlier. I was gonna just tell you off the pod, but now we're talking Hornets again. I gotta bring him back up. Miles Bridges, where does he fit in with the Hornets?
Oh, they just need to trade him.
You think? Yeah. I mean,
he's older. He's.
I don't think
not
he's
a
a good
good
influence
person.
either. Yeah, he's not a good influence for Melo and those guys.
Or Brandon Miller, who already has some gun stuff from Alabama.
We love Khan, dude. Khan's gonna be the guy.
We love Khan.
Khan's a good man, stand-up guy.
Yep. He took his whole family to his house in Wisconsin, or his whole team to his house in Wisconsin.
Yeah. It was like a party or something, right? It was like the parents cooked for them all. Like, yeah.
Well, it was so funny because he was on some like podcast or whatever. They asked him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, we're going into Wisconsin, and everyone's asking me, so Con, where are we going after the game? You know all the spots where we're going." He's like, "I don't know where you guys are going, but I'm going home."
Yeah.
And he's like, so they're like, "Okay, we're going with you."
Dang, let's go.
So the whole 15-man roster was out at Con's house with his parents.
That's sick. That is sick.
Actually, this is also off script, but just parents. Do you know who Brendan Schooler is, the special teamer for the Pats? All pro level special teamer, one of the best in the league. But
no,
I saw someone at the tailgate before the game wearing his jersey, and I'm like, I love the jersey because you never see someone wearing like a special.
No, that's a dog. It's a fan right there.
But like you used to see, like, I mean, Matthew Slater jerseys, obviously, because he's the best special teamer of all time. But I see that, I'm like, I love jerseys. Like, yeah, he's like, and I wasn't 100% sure, but he's like, I'm his dad, is what I'm pretty sure he said.
No
And
way.
then we're walking into the stadium, and I see him with, I'm pretty sure it's whatever, like his wife or whatever. She's also in a Brendan Schooler jersey. And I'm
that's
like,
awesome.
yeah, but it's Schooler's family.
Yeah, nice.
Just made me think of it when we talked about Con's parents.
That's sick. That is actually sick.
Yeah, but yeah.
Good Super Bowl too, man. I can't.
It's got to be Con.
Yeah, no, Con.
And Miles Bridges again. He's got to go.
Where does he go? Team up with Ja Morant, dude.
Team up with Ja. Wherever Ja gets traded, Miles Bridges goes too.
Does he play defense, Miles Bridges?
I don't think that much.
He just scores.
Score. I mean, and he's a good scorer. I'll give him that.
See, they can score. They just don't know how to win there. You know,
They don't play defense. Like they need a true veteran.
You know what would be nice? Like okay, obviously he's on the Thunder or on the Rockets already, but like Kevin Durant, that type of player that could just has played winning basketball before. Like they need one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, a Giannis or something. You know, someone that knows how to win. You gotta instantly start winning games, but it's just
like you don't want someone like, I mean, because like some veteran like because we're talking Clippers like James Harden. I don't think he's not a winner. Like you said, you need
not a good
you
influence.
You want to bring in like even someone like I think like I know he's on the Wizards and it's probably helping that young core a lot too. Chris Middleton, like just that winning mentality, dog mentality. Dude, I actually saw something. This is also kind of off track. The Wizards' average age of their starting lineup, 20 and a half years old.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who's the youngest? What?
Yeah, because, I mean, you got their starting lineup right now. Like, Marvin Bagley's only 26. Bub Carrington's only 20. Bilal's only 21. Keyshawn George is only 22. Trey Johnson's only 19. Will Riley's only 19. Alex Sarr's only 20.
Alex Sarr's only 20 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then just go get Trey Young.
Then Alex Sarr actually hasn't looked bad this year.
Yeah, man. Really. For being 20, yeah. Like he's
a
good
defender.
But
like the offense is low, but he's a good defender.
Yeah, but he's 20 years old. He's got so much time. Yeah. that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like we see what we've been seeing with like they're kind of like the Wizards and the Hornets they've had very similar type of they're kind of just a similar franchise, honestly. But the same way how they're trying to rebuild, there's just all young guys like that, which is good. But it's like you're never gonna make a run with all young guys like that.
No, but they also don't expect to make a run right now.
Fair, yeah, that's true.
Like you're not expecting that team. You're trying to. Like I think more in the Hornets situation too, new ownership and everything. Like you have a newish coach, newish GM. Like your whole new regime still trying to like get set, figure out what their identity is as like an organization. So yeah, we're gonna keep getting top picks in the draft, trying to get the best players. And if that means some of them are misses, that's fine because if we hit and we get that star player,
boom,
then it works. And like you're already seeing flashes, obviously, with a Brandon Miller, with a Con Knippel. Like, I don't know. I mean, more likely than not, they're going to be a lottery team. And depending on how they shake up in the lottery, if they end up 7th pick or something, you can still get very high, like, value prospect and try to bring him into that organization. Just, like, they're at a point right now where we're just going to take young guys, see what it can be until, I mean, maybe this core plays great the rest of the year, and next year it's also like this and you start seeing something. Then I agree you need to go in, really start finding that veteran pieces, those winning type players, build that type of culture. But right now, I mean, obviously there's no winning culture.
You don't have an identity, like you said. You don't
have an identity, yeah. Like
you don't know whether you want LaMelo.
You need to find that core. Yeah, well, I think once they find who their core pieces are going to be, like, and I think Brandon Miller and Connor for sure there.
Yeah.
I think you got to decide what you're doing with LaMelo. That's when you can, you start working on that identity and trying to become an actual competent NBA franchise for like, I don't know, first time since like Kemba Walker and Gordon Hayward.
Throwback, eh? Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think this is going to be a very interesting draft with those at the top. Like, there's always a team that jumps up and gets that pick. And, like, even, like, look at the 8 through 15 on either Eastern or Western. Like, someone's going to land one of those picks, two of those picks, and they're going to become, like, they're going to jump into that top echelon of teams, you know what I mean? It's just getting there. And I don't know. It's going to be another interesting offseason, as usual.
As usual, yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I don't expect this trade deadline to be, that exciting for us. But we're still going to be here covering it all.
Giannis is gone, dude. He's going. He's getting traded to the Hornets on deadline day.
Hey, I love it. Giannis to Charlotte. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. It's a good city. Nice city.
Yeah, that's why you want to go there. I know you probably want to win another championship, but
yeah,
Charlotte's a nice enough city. Good weather.
Great weather.
So why not go there when you could maybe go somewhere and win a chip? But
dude, yeah, him and the Spurs, and we talked about that. You see them like talking after the game. It's like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be
San Antonio would be nice.
Like obviously we talked about back then, but him and Wemby together is that defense is obviously insane, and then
how you gonna defend
beautiful offensive upside.
Yeah, how you gonna defend that? Yeah,
you can. Well, Dwight, you got anything else before we depart today?
I got nothing, kid.
I'm gonna just leave it with this. Nuggets, we didn't talk about them. They're still thriving even without the best player in the world. Peyton Watson is a dog. We need to find a way to extend him this offseason. Please trade Zeke Naji at the deadline, and then so we can convert Spencer Jones two-way to a full contract and stay under the luxury tax. I'll leave it at that.
Still mad.
Hey, how about the Bulls? Dwyer, your trade deadline wish, trade away at least a couple of your 7 expiring contracts.
That would be nice to see, but we won't.
Vooch is they're just gonna let Vooch walk for nothing. Could have traded him the last 3 years, and they're just gonna let that contract run out and let him walk for nothing.
Yep. They don't want to admit that they lost that trade with the Magic, but it's okay. It's all right.
Gotta love it. Well, thank you guys all for watching today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Comment down below. What do you think about this Hornets young core? What do you think they should do down there in Charlotte? Turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload of the Untouchaballs podcast. And share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.